Hello again. It's me. Welcome back. I decided that I was gonna redesign Lady Dimitrescu because I love her. Not because I hate her, but because I love her. And this led to a lot of frustration. And as you can see, the frustration led to me changing my clothing. So, with the original design, I wanted to make it Victorian because that's how her house is, you know. So I kind of explored that. I went through Gothic fashion, especially Gothic Victorian fashion, and I was gonna make it white instead of black. But I had major art block. I was super pissed throughout all of this. Literally awful. Awful time. Bad time. I was doing terrible, as you can see by these god-awful gouache paintings. But then it hit, and it hit with her, my lady love, Loki. And then it hit again with my Pedro Pascal painting, and then it hit again with Technoblade drawings, and then it hit again with a Technoblade painting from Passerin, because it's a good story. So, sat down after taking a week-long break from the Lady Dimitrescu redesigns. I started sketching. And I do this a lot when painting. I'll do so many sketches beforehand because I want to get settled down on a design. And the basis of this next design, which you'll see here in a minute, was Lady D in a suit. Lady D in a suit. What more could you ask for? Nothing. It's peak. This is as good as it gets. I've peaked. I literally peaked. Look at her. It doesn't get any better in life. So, I did this. Sketched her out. She looks awful in this. She does. I'll admit it. But also, it's Lady Dimitrescu, so that fact alone makes it good. So, yeah, I go through my process, which is not a special process. It's about what you'd expect. I finish up this sketch, and then I do way more afterwards. Should not have sketched out as many things as I did, but I'm stupid and I hate myself, so I did sketch out as many things as I did, which is a full 2 pages in this sketchbook. So I do that, and I'm like, you know what? We're gonna go back to the Victorian idea, but masculine. So, as you'll see here in a moment, Charlie. Anyways, yeah, Victorian men's clothing. That era of fashion is one of my favorite. So I do that. I slick back her hair because in her original design, the character designers had her hair pulled back, and I feel like that's very, I don't know, iconic. So I do that. I slick back her hair. What else? Boob window. Shirt is left unbuttoned. I feel like I would have gotten cancelled on Twitter and on Instagram. I would have gotten death threats if I didn't make her boobs visible. There needed to be some cleave. Did I enjoy it? I don't know. That's my business. But I go with all of that. I'm not going to explain the shirt because I've tried to record this part like 5 times where I explain the shirt, and it's just, it makes it way longer than what it needs to be. So I'm not explaining it, but it's unbuttoned and it's a Victorian collar. Anyways. Oh my god, look! Look, it's the sketch! It's the sketch for the painting! Oh my god! So, funky thing about watercolor paper, watercolor doesn't stick very well or dry correctly. Ew, why did my voice do that? It doesn't dry correctly if you use a normal eraser. It's not that big of a difference, but it's a difference I notice and care about, so I take a kneaded eraser, I roll it around on there, and then I refine the sketch. Sometimes I use this as the line art, sometimes I don't. It really depends on the vibes and the colors that I'm using for the painting. This is a recent method, actually. I started doing this with but a Technoblade painting that I didn't post, and then I did it again with the Pedro Pascal painting, and then the last Technoblade painting. But that one I also did line art on, technically, with the watercolor, because I colored some of the lines. It's weird. You'd have to look at it on my Instagram. But this process goes on forever. It takes me forever to do this. It should not take me forever to do this. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Whilst nothing is happening and I'm just tracing my own art, let's talk about why the original design frustrates me. And I want to clarify beforehand that this is alleged, and I don't consider this photo bashing, but allegedly, one of the designers, the designer working on Alcina, had literally just used, like, a photo of a woman who is now dead, probably, I don't know, from the 1930s, where she's in the exact same outfit, with the hat and everything, minus the brooch and the pearls and the cigarette holder. Now, that's frustrating, because that means her design isn't original. It's not an original concept, which means there wasn't thought put into her design other than that she should stand out from her daughters. But that creates complications with everything, basically. So her house is Victorian, the house was gifted to her, I know. So that places her in a specific time. Now you could just be like, oh, well, she likes fancy things. That's fine. But then you read that she's from a completely different time, and then dresses in a fashion sense that is from a completely different time, and then her daughters also dress from an era that is completely different from hers. So she stands out not as like a character that you're like, oh, she's there for contrast, but rather as someone who isn't in the right time era. 'Cause her daughters, from my eyes, loosely Gothic Victorian. Loosely. She, 1930s. House, Victorian. Only two of those go together. Whereas one of these things is not like the other. And it's frustrating. It creates a lot of frustration. Excuse me, I'm not very articulate. It creates a lot of frustration when redesigning her, because then I can't place her in a specific era that works and is cohesive with her environment and her daughters. However, I do love her design, and I think it works amazing for her character. She is very elegant, and her clothes reflect that. She's elegant, lives a very lavish lifestyle, and is hot. I'm not going to ignore that. She's hot. She's literally my profile picture on Instagram. I don't think I can ignore it. But it does create conflict. And yeah, she does create contrast as well. I'll admit it. Do I like it? No. But I mean, it works, I guess. that's the other thing. That's the other thing that frustrated me. Sorry. I'm not scripting this. Her original design just works so well for her character that when you try to redesign it and improve upon it, you can't improve upon it. I can't improve upon it, mostly because my character design consists of big boob men and recent clothing, like modern era clothing. That's as good as it gets. I literally can't do anything else. And then I tried to come into this, redesigning her, and it did not work. But, yeah, I guess I'll talk about the painting now. I'm done ranting about that. My throat hurts. Not listening to the last recording. I don't care if I messed up in it. It's a rant. This is all unscripted. I don't have a script. But, yeah, painting, I do skin, I do hair first, and then I sometimes go back to the skin. Sometimes I do the clothes. Sometimes that's all I do. I don't know why I said sometimes afterwards. I'm like jet lagged and I haven't even done anything. But yeah, her hair sucked to do, cause as you can see, it would like dry really weird. I don't know why it like looks like that. I tried to layer it later on and it looked god awful. But she's still cute and yeah, I like her. I thought what would add on to the design would be a little nice little white streak of hair. It's not much, but it does make her look cute. I'll be real. I guess you could say that's where I redesigned. It's not just her in a suit, it's something different. Oh my god. But I do that and then I'll go back to the skin. You'll see here in a moment. So that's what I do. I do blushies, I did her eyeshadow, I did shading, which is the same color as the eyeshadow, little secret. And then I go back to the hair, and then I do the clothes. It's a process. And you know what? I think I'm just gonna let you watch. You won't have to hear my nasty voice anymore. So, yeah. Bye. You know how I was like, the pencil is the line art. No. This is the line art. I do this sometimes because, like, the pencil isn't good enough, and on camera, obviously it's way lighter on camera than it is in person. So, I need a bit more contrast. I need a bit more boldness, I guess. So, there's mixed some black and some water, and I went to town. And I kinda goofed it a couple times, I ain't gonna lie. And honestly, some parts I really should have just used a fine liner. There's literally one right in front of me. I don't know why I didn't use it. But, yeah, just wanted to let you know. I'll leave again. Goodbye! Do you know what time it is? Charlie knows. Yeah, it's background time. And this right here, this is my favorite color. Oh my god. Beautiful color. It's gorgeous. I love it. If I could eat this color, I would. This red, you see this? Tasty. Delicious. And it's the background. Wanna know why? Because it just makes sense. It just makes sense. 'Cause vampires. You know? Yeah, you get it. You get it. Charlie, do you get it? He didn't say anything back. I'm a little bit hurt. But yeah, background. I was going to do just a solid shape, which you see me doing. And you know what? It was going well, kinda. Not really. It's really hard to get just like a flat color. Not even with like just watercolors, with anything. It's just hard to get a nice flat background, and honestly I probably should have done the background first, but that also would have been a pain in my ass. What else was a pain in my ass was the fact that I used this, was it like a flat round brush, whatever it's called, instead of the other round brush that isn't flat and has a pointed tip. So I could have, you know, not run into the line art. It's nasty. It looks nasty. I realized this way later. Really not way later. I forgot that I can watch the video and realize what stage of painting I'm at. But it would have been helpful from the beginning. But Monkey Brain said ooga booga, gotta cover more ground, more surface area, and I goofed it. I goofed it so much. Nasty, icky, gross. Look, I'm just now using that brush. Just now using the one I needed. And look at how I don't go over the lines with it, unlike the other one. Stupid, stupid. I'm monkey brain. I am the fish that cursed us all and walked onto land. That is how stupid I am. Here we are. We're almost done. We're almost done. And by we, I mean you watching this. The video is almost over. However, the process was not, because I spent the next hour trying to get the background to be flat and it just would not. It would like reactivate the paint and then there would be patches. Awful. God awful. I hated it. I spent so many Criminal Minds episodes just trying to redo this, and then I wanted to do this bit because it's like my favorite shape in the little smoke. And then when I started doing it, my phone said, haha, no more storage, lol. So I had to delete a bunch of stuff. I literally had to go into my photos and delete a bunch of stuff. Stupid. Awful. Dumb. And I couldn't. And then it gets worse. You know, I tried to do little splatters right here. You see me? My paintbrushes. They hold water too well. Too well. So I couldn't flick it. I couldn't just like drop droplets onto the paper, you know? So I had to make the shapes myself. And then you see, oh my god. You see my dumb ass tap on the brush, hoping it'll do something. Just a smidge, just a crumb of droplet, please. But no, I couldn't. And now, we're here. All is calm now. 'Cause there she is. My lady love. My wife. And with that, thank you for watching. Truly. If you hated it, oh well, I don't care. Please don't tell me. I'll cry. I'll send a video of myself crying to you. I'll track you down. When is it my turn to be happy?